In this video, I'm going to share with you the dividends I received and the stocks I bought in the month of February. Hi, I'm Simone, and I'm just an ordinary person who's been investing in property since 2005 and in the stock market since 2014. The aim of my channel is to share and document my journey and hopefully to inspire some of you to invest along the way and to show you that the stock market really isn't as risky or as scary as some of you may think. When I was in my 30s, I realised that I had no private pension, which meant that I would only have my state pension to live off in my retirement. Just imagine what that will be like in the next 15 years. That was a worrying thought for me, even back then. Property investing was the only thing I knew about back then, so I bought my first ever investment property. Fast forward a few years, and I don't even remember how I got interested in the stock market, but I subscribed to a stock recommendation service, the Motley Fool US, and started investing in stocks. They do have a UK service as well, which I only found out about later. I'll put the links to both of them in the description below. I initially started out buying what we call growth stocks, but back in July 2023, I started focusing just on dividend stocks, or more on dividend stocks. The market is taking a bit of a dive at the moment, and stocks are on sale. Now is a good time to get started if you haven't done so already. You can watch my video that pops up on the screen if you want to learn how to get started. Or it's a good time to go shopping and stock up on stocks if you're already a seasoned investor. So whilst my portfolio has reduced in value, it hasn't affected the dividends that I get paid out, and I'm not worried. I receive dividend payments every month of the year because of the companies that I've invested in. And now let's get into it. These are the payments that I received in February. On the 3rd of February, I received a payment of $13.99 from British American Tobacco, a US maker of tobacco products. They pay quarterly with a current yield of 7.5%, and I own 27.2 shares, bought at an average price of £27.40 per share. And my shares are up 15% since I bought them, at a value of £861.42. On the 13th of February, I received a payment of 25p from Apple. You don't need me to tell you what sort of company Apple is. And they have a current yield of 0.48%. They also pay quarterly. I own just 1.4 shares of Apple at a value of £242.21. And that was bought at an average price of £139.82 per share. And my shares are up over 16%. I don't invest in Apple for the dividend, but instead for the potential growth. On the 14th of February, I received £3.23 from Realty Income and £6.27 from AbbVie. So Realty Income is known as the monthly paying dividend stock because that's exactly what they do. And they are a US real estate investment trust, or a REIT for short. REITs by law have to pay 90% of their profits to shareholders through dividends, which makes them a popular income generating investment. I own just over 19 shares of Realty Income, bought at an average price of £46.86 per share. The value is down 8% at the moment, valued at £823.17. The current yield is 5.6%. AbbVie is a US pharmaceutical company with a dividend yield of 2.89%. I own 5.6 shares at a value of £924.45, which I bought at an average price of £110.46 per share. And the value of the shares that I bought at that price are up 48%. AbbVie pay dividends quarterly, like most US stocks. The last payments for February were on the 28th, and I received £3.25 from Starbucks and £17.55 from Greenco UK Wind. Starbucks, like Apple, need no introduction, and I own 7.8 shares of Starbucks, which are valued at £591.92. My shares in Starbucks are down 5.23% at the moment, but they were bought at an average price of £79.21. The current yield is 2.43%, and they also pay quarterly. Greenco, on the other hand, are a UK investment fund that specialises in investing in renewable and wind energy. I own 702 shares at a value of £786.38, and they were bought at an average price of £1.30. The shares are down 16.6% at the moment, and the dividend yield is a good 8.9%. Greenco UK Wind, although a UK company, they also pay quarterly. So for February, I received a grand total of £44.54. Compare that with last February's payment, when I received £19.91. That's more than 100% increase. And that's because I continue to buy more stocks each and every month, and I reinvest my dividends that I receive. I hold my shares in a Stocks and Shares ISA account with Trading 212. You'll find a link in the description below. You only need to deposit £1, and you'll get 4.6% interest on any money that's not already invested in a stock and just sitting in the account. So you could even just use it as a savings account and get a nice interest. Investing is a long-term strategy. So the earlier you start, the better. But that doesn't mean that you've missed the boat. If you start investing early, it's a lot easier on you financially, and you only need to invest small amounts on a regular basis. That's either weekly or monthly. It's up to you. So if you're watching this and you're in your 20s or 30s, it's a perfect time to start if you haven't already. I started investing in dividend stocks in my 50s. So you see, you can start at any time. If you're liking the contents of this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click on the thumbs up and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to follow my journey and see how my portfolio continues to grow. And now for the stocks that I bought in February. So I invested £100 in PepsiCo, which bought me 0.8% shares. I invested £50 in Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF, which bought me 0.5% shares. I invested £50 in Coca-Cola. That bought me 0.9% shares. And lastly, I invested £23 in Realty Income, which bought me around 0.5 shares. So that's it for February. And until next time, thanks for watching. and take care.